Hello, and welcome to the TWSN Patreon page. Here we will provide you with the sports betting tips, picks, and information in order for you to become a successful gambler. We have 5 packages that I think really do an incredible job of providing the information tailored to you, what you want, and what your sports betting needs are. For more information, reach out to the TWSN team, but we have a ton of stuff coming your way. Content from fantasy football, sports betting for UFC, NBA, NHL, and of course the NFL. We are so excited to be able to bring this service to you, and let us know if there's any more information you need.
Get up, let me begin. This is TWSN. You ain't heard about us yet, well you better know now because it's the place that it all goes down on.
Hi everyone, happy playoffs. For the first time in a while, Trey's team's back. My team is out after making it for the first time in years. So good. I have a lot of unbiasedness coming for these playoffs. I'm excited to talk about it. Trey, I think it's going to be a close one. I don't really think anyone has one sure favorite in the playoffs. I think Vegas is saying the Packers. But, besides that, I really feel like there's not a common choice here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you for the most part. The only thing that I think is guaranteed is that my Dallas Cowboys will find a way to disappoint me, and Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers will continue to be great, and Tom Brady's going to do what he does. Those are the only guarantees, in my opinion, when it comes to this playoffs. Outside of that, I think anything is fair game.
See, you know what you're doing, Trey? You're hiding. You just don't want to get hurt, so you're denying.
I've been through a lot. You are 100% right, but I've never been more sure of something in my life.
Well, I want
to say this because I'm a huge Cowboys fan. Anybody that knows me knows how much I love the Dallas Cowboys, and that I'm saying this out of pure loyalty and love, that I've been watching this team long enough to know what I've signed up for. They're going to let me down in the worst way.
I feel like you might be over-exaggerating just a little bit.
I'm not.
And I want to start off today by showing something. Ozzy, if you want to help me pull that up. One of our great analysts, Jake Circus, has the Bengals in the AFC Championship.
Oh, yeah. I love this. The Bengals
I wanted to get the show started
off. The Bengals are going to the AFC Championship. I love this. They're going to be in there, and that's the team I'm rocking with in the AFC. I am all in, baby. Who day, baby? Let's go.
So first off, you're selling. You're selling out for the brand. Also, I feel like Bengals fans, we got to calm it down a little bit. I know Jake put his reasoning for this as he has no clue who's going to win the AFC, so he might as well pick his favorite team.
If we're being honest here, I don't think there's a safer bet in terms of who makes the AFC Championship than the Cincinnati Bengals. That's my hot take. I'm pulling a Dom here. I don't feel – in fact, there's not a single team I am more comfortable in saying making their championship game than the Cincinnati Bengals. When you look at their path, their talent, their rhythm, there's not a doubt in my mind the Bengals will be in the AFC Championship.
Well, we will get there. Jake, I think you're nuts. Trey, I think you're nuts. Let's get into our picks here. Yeah. We're going to kick it off. Might as well because we're talking about the Bengals. Bengals-Raiders. They played once already this year. The Bengals took that matchup in Las Vegas. The score was a little bit further than how the game actually went. The Bengals ended up winning by more than 2 scores, but it was a 1-score game up to the fourth quarter. The Bengals have been the best, most surprising team in the NFL this year. A lot of guys have them finishing near the bottom of their divisions, minus our CEO, Malik Wright, who said that the Bengals were the second coming. And he was right, and I feel bad for questioning him. Trey, you have the Bengals in this game?
Oh, my God. I have the Bengals to the moon, Dom. The Bengals are so good. I'm so excited about the Cincinnati Bengals. I can't state this enough. And part of me feels like I've been along the journey. My boy Coop, I was in high school with, huge Bengals fan. Shout out Coop. I would have to hear week in and week out, way back when, about the struggles of the Cincinnati Bengals, not winning playoff games, having to deal with Andy Dalton, this, that, and the third. To see how far they've come, to see them this year with Jamar Chase, Mixon, that defense, Joe Burrow, the GOAT, the next big-time superstar. Dom, I am so sold on the Bengals. I think they win by 17. 27-10 is, I believe, what I predicted, them beating the Raiders by. I don't think the Raiders stand a chance. I think the only team that stands a chance against the Cincinnati Bengals is maybe the Kansas City Chiefs and maybe the Buffalo Bills. Let me tell you something. The Bengals are going to be in the AFC Chip, and I would not be shocked if they found a way to make it to the Super Bowl. I think it's a little premature because they're young, but I am definitely stamping them as being one of the teams in the AFC Championship.
Well, Trey, yeah, you did take the Bengals. You did take the Bengals in this matchup, and wow, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Take them.
But
You know you want to. Take them.
I took the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm gonna tell you why, Trey. And it's because the Bengals are probably, I'd say, the most immature team in the playoffs
Oh,
right
stop it! They got championship
now.
experience.
You win. No, Trey. They have 4 players on their team currently that were on the last Bengals team that made the playoffs.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Joe Burrow in the Natty, T. Higgins coming from Clemson.
Do you know how many national champions haven't panned out in the NFL? Look,
they don't know
besides all that, besides that, look, you made your point. I'm going to make mine here. The Raiders, right? Last game against an electric Chargers team, who I'd take to rival. I think the Chargers are a similar team to the Bengals in many ways.
No.
What do you mean? Second year, great quarterback,
and that's about it. And
great receiving core.
They don't have no
great running back. What are you talking about? The Raiders' defense is the only thing that worries me in this game. But I feel like as long as they're able to contain Jamar Chase, which has been done, not often, it has been done. I think this is a game that the Raiders win. Now, this isn't a game that I was 100% booked on. Out of all of my picks, this was my closest to 50-50 game. So I don't want everyone to yell at me. I get in a lot of that I'm a Bengals hater. I'm not. It's the truth. I think the Las Vegas Raiders, behind Derek Carr, behind everything that's happened in that organization, Trey, found a way to make the playoffs. It's not going to end in the wild card. They had everything pinned against them. They lost their coach. They had star wide receivers getting put in prison. They had numerous players getting in trouble with the law, being kicked off the team. This Raiders team has defied all odds and has gotten here. So in a 50-50 matchup, Trey, which I think we're aligned to each other if we don't think this is a 50-50 matchup,
it's not.
I'm taking the team that has overcome every single situation they've been put into. I like the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is going to be a top 3 quarterback in the NFL in the next couple seasons. He's probably arguably already he's definitely a top 10. He's definitely top 10. He's arguably top 6. You know, he's a great quarterback. This is a great young team. I think they have Super Bowl potential in years to come with more maturity. Because we've seen teams like this, Trey. What happened with Mahomes, right? Mahomes wasn't able to win it. It's an immature team. It's an immature team going up against a team that has had everything stacked against them for an entire season, overcome everything, and now they're here. I like Derek Carr. I like the weapons he has. I think the defense is going to do enough to hold up. I don't have them going past the Bengals team, the Bengals round, but let's see this. It's an immature Bengals team, right? They're not a bad team by any means.
Hold up. Look, listen. I hear what you're saying. 2 things I want to say. 1, you talk about contain Jamar Chase is the key to win that game. Anybody who's watched the Bengals, like me, I'm bought in, man. I'm so bought in. Knows that what drives that offense is Joe Mixon in that run game, man. And the way he's running the football, the way that offense is in the groove, I think he's going to have a nice little game. I predict him having over 100 yards from scrimmage. And to the second thing, to your point about comparing him to the early Chiefs, I see what you're saying there. But in my personal opinion, that Chiefs defense that lost in the AFC Championship was not as complete as the Bengals defense. I think the Bengals still have a bunch of pieces they want to add on the defensive side of the ball, but they play really, really well as a unit. And so I think that they're not as vulnerable as the teams in the past. And I'll also say Patrick Mahomes back then didn't have the same type of run game that Joe Burrow has. So I feel like the Bengals are just so complete and are playing such good football right now. There's not a doubt in my mind they're going to blow the doors off the Las Vegas Raiders, and they're going to be a problem.
The Bengals are awesome. We got to move on to the other teams after this, but I'm just going to say the Raiders are complete too, Trey. Yeah. Zay Jones has turned it on.
Zay Jones, you just said they're complete.
The last 3 weeks, he's been fantastic. They play for each other, Trey. So do the Bengals. I think the Bengals are a good team. The Raiders, though, are just a whole different level.
They're scrappy. They play hard, but no.
Okay, well, we'll see how it works out. I'm taking Hunter Renfrow, Derek Carr, and the boys over the Bengals in a very, very close matchup. I'll say I'm sure there's going to be a lot of points scored. We'll go to keep it safe, 35-28, Las Vegas Raiders. Moving into our next subject here. Wow, that was a long one. I didn't think we talked that long about the Bengals. That was the Bengals.
You got me fired up about my second team, man. I'm all bought in on the stripes, baby.
We'll stick in the AFC, just get the AFC knocked out. This one should be much shorter. Steelers, Chiefs. Steelers have no reason to be in the playoffs. They're in the playoffs, though. I was rooting for a Chargers Raiders kneel down more than anything else in the world.
Yeah, the Chargers. What do you like to say? Screwed the pooch or whatever. That's what
they called a timeout. They broke the trust. They shouldn't have done that. But looking past that, the Steelers are there. They made it. They earned it. I feel like this is a team that, Big Ben made that sarcastic interview where he straight up said that they're not a good football team and that they didn't deserve to be in the playoffs. I think he was being sarcastic. But in all reality, it's true. And they're going against the Chiefs, who are probably the best team in the AFC, even though the Titans have the number 1 seed. I'm still taking the Chiefs as the most complete team. I don't think it goes much further than that. One team's way better than the other. The Steelers are a scrappy team. They made it. I just think they have a lot of maturing to do, and they need to move on from Big Ben.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if the Steelers put in a little bit more of a fight, and maybe only end up losing by like 2 scores. I think early on I said I thought that the Steelers might lose 24-20, but that was sort of being optimistic. Bottom line is the Chiefs move on.
Yeah. I think the only way Pittsburgh has a chance is if Najee Harris has a career game and Big Ben ages back and reverse 10 years.
That defense could keep them in it for a little bit. I will say that.
Yeah, well, you're also talking about the Chiefs offense, so we'll see how long the defense. All right, moving on from that. The final AFC wildcard game, it's going to be a good one. Bills, Patriots, Josh Allen. I saw someone tweet that if Josh Allen plays in a dome, he'd never lose a game. Weather is a big impact for these guys. That being said, I really like the Bills. I've liked the Bills for a long time. And I actually have the Bills going to the Super Bowl out of the AFC just on the basis of them being a complete team that's proven that they can get there. They were right there last year. This is a team that, around a more experienced Josh Allen, they brought back most of their pieces. I truly and feel like this Bills team is a top 3-4 team in the NFL. And I think this is going to be their opportunity to capitalize. The Patriots game is a personal game for them. I know the Bills struggle against the Patriots. And then flipping that back to the Patriots, I just think the Patriots were a good regular season team. I think they proved a lot of people wrong. They proved me wrong. Mac Jones proved me wrong. But that being said, I think the talent, the talent's limited in comparison to the Bills. I think the Bills, although talently better, are obviously no one compares to Bill Belichick, but I think there's not that much of a drop-off in their coaching. So I'm taking the Bills in this one.
Yeah, I love what you said when you said this game is personal for them. I think they were so fired up after the narratives that came out from their opening loss and really what was just a nasty game that they want the Patriots, I think. And I think they want to break it down so that nobody ever questions who the superior team is in the AFC East. I think they're going to get a much-needed win and the type of win in the playoffs that will propel them moving forward. I like the Bills in this game.
Right. And it's gonna be a tight one though. I think this is not gonna be a blowout. I feel like the Bills are gonna need to limit that Patriots run game, which is always so good.
That's always been a question for their defense too. People have always asked, can they stop the run? I think they'll be able to do it this game.
Right. But I really like that defense. And what I like even more than the Bills defense is that quarterback wide receiver duo of Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, which behind Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, I think is probably best in the NFL. So I'm excited to watch this one. I think the Patriots are a great team and they've done a great job making what they have of the season. That being said, this is going to be a game that the Bills are able to take.
I agree.
So in the AFC, just as a cover, as a recap, we got Trey taking the Bengals over the Raiders, and then the Chiefs over the Steelers, and the Bills over the Patriots. I have Bills over Patriots, Raiders over Bengals, and Chiefs over Steelers. Then we move into the next round, which we'll cover in another video. But in summary, in case anyone's curious, Trey then has the Bengals beating the Titans and the Bills beating the Chiefs, and then the Bills beating the Bengals and getting to the Super Bowl, where I have the Bills beating the Chiefs and the Titans beating the Raiders, and then the Bills beating the Titans and going to the Super Bowl. So we both have the Bills in the Super Bowl. Trey, I think, also has a big belief in the Bengals. If there's another team out of the AFC that's going to make the Super Bowl, in my opinion, it is the Chiefs. So that being said, there we go. AFC done. Moving into the NFC, might as well start. I got a great tweet here from Nader. I'm going to get this shared. Why don't we do that, Ozzy? This is good stuff right here. I told the gang that we'd share some of their tweets for them. So here we are. we're talking about the Cowboys versus the Niners. This 49ers team is hot. They're 4-1 in the last 5 games, coming into the playoffs with a win over their divisional rivals in stunning fashion, which is true. This defense is fantastic, and they're well coached. They have stars everywhere on offense. Upset. Trey, I know this is the last thing you want to see, and I think this is something that you actually put in your bracket that I just don't agree with. I think the Dallas Cowboys have paid their dues as an organization. The football gods have decided to relieve the Dallas Cowboys of their constant punishment and underwhelming nature that they have in every season. I think this is a year that the Cowboys are going to go on a run, and I have the Cowboys going all the way to the Super Bowl. And it comes down to this. An experienced coaching staff who's been there, a great quarterback, one of the best receiving cores in the NFL, and then the defensive duo that is Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons going head up against an average quarterback, a Jimmy Garoppolo. I think this is a game that the Cowboys are not only going to win, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I think this is a game that the Cowboys are going to dominate, and they're going to prove that they're a team to be feared in the playoffs. I know you took the 49ers. I think you just did that as a cop-out so your heart doesn't get broken. But that being said, I got the Cowboys.
Dom, real sweet of you. So naive of you. You speak from somebody who isn't a Cowboys fan. I've been watching this team since I was born. I love to joke that I was cursed into liking this team, and it's the truth. This is such a classic Cowboys. Let me tell you how it's going to go. It's going to be a whiteout. Everybody's going to be swinging their towels. The stadium's going to be kind of loud. It's going to be way more 49er fans than it should be. And the defense is going to play well because you're right. That's a championship defense. But anybody that's watched this team since Dak Prescott got hurt versus the Patriots, I think in week 5, that offense has been missing some key players. They haven't found the rhythm yet. This is a classic setup for the Cowboys to get absolutely upset. The Niners are well coached. They have stars, and they simply want it more. There's just no other way to say it. And I hate to put it like that, but it's the truth. The Cowboys have shown nothing to me offensively to make me believe that they're going to show up and take care of things the way that I believe they need to make it to the playoffs. And it hurts me because I've been waiting a long time to see my Cowboys at least make it, not to the Super Bowl, Dom, to a championship round. But I'll be honest. It's going to go like that. The Niners are going to really the defense is going to keep them in it. It's going to end up being 23-7 by the fourth quarter. The Cowboys will score late to make it look kind of pretty, but the Niners end up winning in an upset game, 23-14. I can't turn on ESPN for 3 weeks without Stephen A. Smith mocking the Cowboys, and that's how my day is going to go. I've already accepted it. I'm not upset about it because I've already seen it coming. But yeah, let's just move on. I'm telling you what's going to happen.
Look, I'm coming around here. I'm being more optimistic. I think Dan Quinn is going to set this defense up in a position to take away the not fantastic, but above average rushing offense of the 49ers. They haven't been that great this year, Trey. They're above average. They're good.
Right.
They deserve respect.
Everything says the Cowboys should find a way to get a nice win, but I'm telling you, man, this is what they do. Okay? This is just what the Cowboys do. They mess things up. They find a way to just blow it up in the worst fashion. The only thing that makes me feel good is the Cowboys being at home. They typically tend to not choke as much at home in these playoff scenarios. If this was on the road, oh my God, you could forget about it. But, yeah.
That being said, we're going to move on from the pessimist. He's only saying these things to bail himself out of heartbreak.
I'm being honest. I'm really being honest about this.
Moving in to the next game, and which I think is the NFC version of the Bengals Raiders game, and that is Cardinals-Rams. Now, Trey, the Cardinals have been a little underwhelming at times the last 2 seasons. I really like Kyler Murray. It was just released before our show, unless something has changed, that they're not going to have their full wide receiver core for the Cardinals. Hopkins is out. So that being said, unless I missed something in the reports, this is a game where the Rams have all the weapons in the world. They have one of the best defenses. They spent the money. They got the guys. This is a game that I have the Rams winning in a close battle that's going to come down to, who, I hate saying this, who wants it more. But I think this is a game that the Rams are going to want it more and are also the slightly better team. Like, I don't play Madden because that game gives me aneurysms. Same thing with 2K. I promise you, I was playing 2K last year with my roommate Mac, and I was tired of it, and I said, I swear I'm never playing this game again, and I have not touched 2K in a year and a half because I hated that game so much. But besides the point, I think this is a game that if it was in Madden, we see like a 93 overall Rams versus a 91 overall Cardinals. And I think that difference is just enough for the Rams to win this game.
Look, I'm going to take the Cardinals in this game because of one man and one man only, Vance Joseph. What he showed to me with a undermanned secondary for the Cardinals against the Dallas Cowboys, the way he schemed the Dallas Cowboys up, had them really struggling early. I think he's going to do that again with the Rams. I think he's going to put those guys in the position to make plays, to fly around and be loose. And then Kyler Murray has a swagger about him, even when he's still, I don't think he's fully healthy since being hurt, but he has a swagger about him where he just continues to keep plays alive, make the best of what he's got. The receivers are gaining confidence, stepping up in roles, but you're talking about how they're down with their receiving core. Zach Ertz continues to get comfortable in that offense. I like the Rams. I like the Cardinals, simply off the fact that I don't trust Matthew Stafford. I really like Vance Joseph as a defense coordinator for the Cardinals. And I feel like the Cardinals still, even though they're undermanned, I think they're ready for this moment. I think they really want the opportunity to go in and get an upset win. I think it's the fuel they need to get this win over the Rams.
Yeah, Trey, I feel like we're not giving the Rams enough credit. You did a great job explaining why the Cardinals are a fantastic team. Obviously, they've had a great year, but I feel like the Rams are just on another level. Matthew Stafford has
– though.
Matt,
they lost the Vikings a little bit ago.
Yeah, I know, but here we go. Here's a good comparison for you. Me and you, we looked across each other. I looked you in the eyes 2 weeks ago, and I said that the Alabama football team is not going to beat Cincinnati because they played 17 games where they won by 3 points. Lo and behold, Alabama throws Cincinnati around like a rag doll. Right? Obviously, this is a different level because it's the NFL and everyone's paid to play, and it's it's the playoffs. They're both great teams. But that being said, they're winning, and that's something that I often miss. But at the end of the day, they're winning the games, and as long as they win, they're winning. And that's all that really matters, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. So that being said, even if it's a close one, which I'm assuming it's going to be, and I'm going to take a leap of faith here and give up an outrageous score for this game, I'm going Rams 45, Cardinals 42. I think it's going to be that sort of game.
I think it is too, yeah.
I don't think it's going to be because of a bad Rams defense per se. I think that Rams offense, Cooper Kupp, the running game's getting back going. Who knows? Odell might catch a touchdown and is going to go viral on Twitter to show how bad the Browns are. And it'll be a great offensive matchup, and I'm really excited because I think both teams have great weapons. It goes all the way down to Van Jefferson for the Rams, who's a great wide receiver. This team is awesome. Matthew Stafford's awesome. He sputtered at times, but I think this is the time that he gets a chance to finally prove it. I'm taking the Rams.
My bold prediction is I think early the Rams come out and punch the Cardinals in the mouth. I think they remembered how Kyler Murray was dancing on them on Monday night. But I think Kyler Murray's going to lead a crazy comeback, and they are going to find a way to take care of business. Stafford will get one more chance late in the game, and he'll pull the Stafford.
Gotcha. Well, here we go. We're going to wrap up here with a game that, I don't know, I feel like similar to the Steelers, the Eagles, they're in the playoffs, but are they in the playoffs?
Are they in the playoffs?
How did they get in the playoffs? They might have. I was just saying wins are wins. That doesn't really apply to the Eagles because they have literally. I think I read something. They beat one playoff team this year.
Like a silent making. Like nobody even realized. Like silently they're in the corner, like sneaking into playoffs, and you're like, oh, they're there.
Look, I'm happy they're here because I would love nothing more than if the Bucks got knocked off by the garbage Eagles in the first round of the playoffs. I think that'd be hilarious. So that being said, I don't think it's going to happen. I think Tom Brady and this team is experienced together. They've won together, blah, blah, blah. I don't have them going as far as some people might have them going in this playoff bracket. Never bet against the GOAT, never go against the GOAT. But that being said, they're going to win this game against the Eagles on the basis of being the better team, better coached. And what else is there to say about that?
Well, Dom, you know my rule for this time of year, and I tried to tell you this last year. Don't bet against Tom Brady.
You're right.
I'll just leave it at that. I think it's pretty much understood the Bucs will move on. I am very nervous because looking forward down the line, I just had a hard time believing Aaron Rodgers and those boys, if they saw Tom Brady again, they would allow him to come in there and take another NFC Championship away from them, another Super Bowl bid away from them. But you don't bet against the GOAT, man, and I'll just leave it at that.
Absolutely. Now, when we get to talking about the next rounds here, we have Liam tweeting from TWS and another one of our great people there at the company. Malik's got to figure out this Twitter thing. But besides that, everything's going great. Liam says, I'm not sure I see anybody in the NFC going to Lambeau and beating the Packers, so they're my pick to make it to the Super Bowl from that side of the bracket. That being said, talking about the NFC, Trey, I love the Packers. I think the Packers are a great team, but I don't. God,
Look, Tom Brady did it once. Who's to say he can't do it again, man?
I feel so unprofessional by saying I don't feel them going that far.
Why is that? Can you elaborate?
And I'm going to elaborate on that by saying that I have the Rams beating the Cardinals. I have the Rams beating the Cardinals. So that means the Rams are going to play the Packers. And I think the Rams are a better football team than the Packers. If the Cardinals beat the Rams and then they play the Packers, I'm the Packers winning. But I don't have that. I have the Rams beating the Cardinals and taking on the Packers. And I'm saying this as a complete team, as a Matthew Stafford run team who needs to win for his legacy, as a team with Sean McVay. I like Sean McVay. I am taking them over the Packers, who I think are fantastic. But once we get to this point of the playoffs, Trey, every team that's left is a fantastic football team, right? It just comes down to who I feel who I'm taking in that matchup. And it's a slight edge to me at a gut feeling, which might be morbidly wrong, that the Rams are going to beat the Packers, knock them out of the playoffs. Cowboys going to beat the Buccaneers, and then the Cowboys are going to beat the Rams, go to Super Bowl, and win Super Bowl.
Well, the Cowboys,
that's my prediction for the rest of the playoff.
That's neither here nor there. What I will say is Lambeau is such a tough place to play, number one.
Yeah.
In my opinion, unless you're Tom Brady, I don't think any of those quarterbacks can go into that environment and take care of business. I low-key think if it's not the Bucs, I think the Cardinals are well equipped to go in there and get a win because James Conner has been running the ball so well. You'd expect Chase Edmonds, who's continue to get healthy, to be in there and help with that as well. But I also feel like, elements and home field advantage aside, Dom, we haven't seen anybody stop Devontae Adams. I mean, that duo put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, put the whole defense over there. They're still going to throw it over there. Nobody has been able to stop Devontae Adams all year. Aaron Rodgers is too good. Devontae Adams is too good. That defense, I think, is sneaky big for them when they need them to be. And I've said this, many times off camera. I feel like they are a Jair Alexander away from being the most complete team in the league just because that defense is big when it needs to be big. And I think they're going to do that in the playoffs. The additions they've made, the turnovers they've caused at crucial points in the game. I just feel like the Packers feel like this is their last opportunity with Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams to go get a ring. And I feel like nothing's going to stop them from getting to the championship.
Really? Nothing.
I feel that
not even a fantastic Rams team with a great quarterback of Matthew Stafford.
No, it just feels like with the whole saga that went down and, Devontae Adams posting the, last dance pick and Aaron Rodgers posting too. It just feels like the whole team feels like this is the last hoorah. This is the last shot at it. Very similar to if you watch the documentary, how everybody knew that the Bulls, win or lose, were going to blow the whole thing up. And similar to when Aaron Rodgers was the backup to Favre, the Packers want to blow the whole thing up and rebuild around Rodgers. I kind of get that feeling watching the Packers. And it's sort of been the elephant in the room all year since the offseason. Even with the reports that they want to bring Rodgers back, they want to bring Devontae Adams back. I think they feel like the end is coming, that in some way, shape, or form, this team will not be able to just reload like they did and go, try again. This is going to be their best chance with Rodgers to go get that championship. And I feel like they're willing to go through anybody to go get it.
Trey, you know what their best chance was? Last year when they lost to the Bucs.
That's so interesting you say that, but they look better this year, do they not?
They do, but they don't. They do.
Even without their best defensive player.
They do in some ways. They don't have their best defensive player, though. I don't think they look better. I think they look similar. And I think that is – I love Aaron Rodgers. He's fantastic. The everything that he does, he seems like a great guy, and I'd love to meet him at some point. But I'm just going to take the Rams because I think that the Rams are better and more complete.
And I don't hate you for that, but you also said that the Dallas Cowboys are going to make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I do think that. And win. Okay.
There's nobody better to call about the Dallas Cowboys than me. And when I'm telling you that they're going to let you down, when we're back here, we go and I'm saying I told you so, don't say I warned you.
If they let me down and then we're here a week later, I'll switch my pick. But for right now, I got the Dallas Cowboys. I want to give a quick shout out to a great article I read by Isaac Nelson, another one of our guys from TWS. I'm just trying to incorporate the gang here. If you guys are looking for your own playoff predictions, here are a lot of stats I used in my analysis preparing for it, and I really appreciate Isaac setting all that up for us to use. So shout out Isaac for those statistics. And besides that, Trey, I'm excited. We'll show the people our official predictions here, and give them one last look.
Bengals all the way, baby. Based on how they look, I really might switch my prediction and say the Bengals go to the Super Bowl. I'm loving this Bengals team. Could it be a little premature? Sure, but they look so good. I love their rhythm. They got guys that are confident because they don't know any better. All they know is winning, and they've won at every level. Why not now? Why not them? Why not Cincy? I can't think of a better time. Ohio's on such a great streak. Cincinnati made the playoffs for the college football. Why not ride on it, man? Why not continue the momentum, continue the hot streak? Joe Burrow to the moon, baby. That team is disgusting. That offense is so hard to stop, and that defense continues to come up with big stops when they're called upon. I love the Cincinnati Bengals. Absolutely love that team, and I love everything that they're doing over there in Cincinnati, Ohio, man.
Great. Now that you're done with that, so as a quick summary for everything, me in the AFC, Bills over Patriots, Raiders over Bengals. Yes, Trey, that's going to happen. Chiefs over Steelers, and then Bills over Chiefs, Titans over Raiders, Bills over Titans, and then the NFC, Cowboys over 49ers, Cardinals are going to lose to the Rams, Bucks over Eagles, and then Cowboys over Bucks, Rams over Packers, Cowboys over Rams, and then it ends in the elite final of 3 seeds with the Cowboys defeating the Bills. And then Trey,
you think he's going to win the Super Bowl? Dude.
Trey has the Bills beating the Patriots, the Bengals beating the Raiders, the Chiefs beating the Steelers, the Bills beating the Chiefs, Bengals beating the Titans with a healthy Derrick Henry, I should say. We didn't talk about that much. We'll talk about that next week, I'm sure. And then Bills over Bengals, making them the AFC champions, unless he wants to switch it to the Bengals at some point before it starts. And then 49ers over Cowboys, Cardinals over Rams, Bucks over Eagles, Bucks over Cardinals, Packers over 49ers, Packers over Bucks, and then it ends in an elite matchup of the easy way out of the Green Bay Packers versus the Buffalo Bills. Besides that, guys, I got nothing else to say. I really appreciate you watching the show. I'm looking forward to getting Twitter back up and running because I know many of you enjoyed from Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed us incorporating some of our buddies from the Right Way Sports Network. Besides that, make sure to give them all a follow. Check out their Twitters. Check out the Right Way Sports Network YouTube and Twitter as well. Trey, you got anything else to say?
Nah, man, I'm excited for this weekend. Let's get it.
Fantastic. Me too. See you guys later.
Get up, let me begin. This is TWSN. You ain't heard about us yet, well, you better know now because it's